What's up, everybody? Welcome to another episode of the Divi Addicts Podcast. Check out this tree, y'all. It decided to give up. It's like 2020 just will not give up. We've got one more gift, and it's the top of my tree just saying I'm done. It's tapping out. It can't go anymore. But in this episode of the podcast, I really just wanted to talk about, kind of like we did last year, what a year it's been, the year-end recap, and, what this year has meant to me, and hopefully what it's meant to you, and really kind of more importantly, what next year is going to look like. And so, you can't say 2020 without the C word, COVID. The coronavirus has defined 2020. It's defined who we are. It's defined how we act. It's changed everything. It's flipped the whole world upside down. If you would have said 12 months ago that we would be walking around in public with masks, if we're lucky enough to not have a stay-at-home order, like our friends over in Europe and in some states here in the U.S., I don't know that anybody would have believed that, but here we are. This is the reality of our situation, and this is what we're living with. The world shut down in March and everybody went home, right? Everybody started working from home, and people were like, the ones who didn't keep their jobs are thinking, how am I going to make money? Maybe I can go into some sort of online sales or online based business. And those who did get to keep their job had to work from home. Zoom became the new meeting, became the new conference call. It's just been a crazy different year, and the technology has kept up with it, but it's the things that have happened in the world have made us speed up the adoption of some of those technologies. And then on a sadder and also an empowering side, we've had a lot of things in society that have been they've been heavy. I sit here as a guy on YouTube who has a side hustle, who has a main job, a white guy who is, by all intents and purposes, like a very lucky human being. Like I was raised well. Granted, I came from a family where I was from a broken home. Like my parents separated. I helped raise my little brother. It wasn't a peachy life. Like it wasn't always awesome, but just kind of being who I am, looking the way I do understand and completely respect the fact that there are some advantages of that. And you've seen in the world where there are people not quite so fortunate, and some of my good friends are people who are in that spot, and it rips me apart to know that that's the case, and that's the world that we live in. And I'm not a pusher of my own personal beliefs. I'm not a pusher of my own opinions. I just hope that one day the world is a place where we can just treat everybody with respect, treat them, with the respect that they deserve, because they're a human being who's alive. And that's the heavy side of things. Sorry, it just sucks. I hate it. I hate the way things can be sometimes. I just wish that people were a little more empathetic and just cared for people. If you're a dick, you're a dick. I'm not gonna like you, but it's not based on who you are, where you're from, or what you look like, or what you believe, who you pray to, who you lay next to in bed. That doesn't matter. If you're a good person, you're a good person. If you're not, you're not, and leave it at that. But the world has talked about that in 2020 at a level it never has before. And I think it's ultimately going to be a really good thing. We got to have those conversations, and back to the business. I mean, this is a WordPress podcast. So, I've been focused on the vision, focused on the side hustle is what it was. I love my day job. I wanted to keep my day job. I still love my day job. But eventually maybe this side hustle becomes the whole income. Maybe it becomes the hustle. And who knows where things are going to go, but I'm building it in a way where it will have its own brand. So you'll see that in 2021, we're going to rebrand. We're going to have a true brand vision, a purpose, some core values, with the hopes of being able to scale this thing to where it won't just be my face. It won't just be about me. But in 2020, it was about me. It was only me doing the work. And I focused in on the vision. I was able to build systems. I really spent this year working on solidifying systems, making sure that things were easy and repeatable. And then I was able to build some recurring income, some really good recurring income. Now, granted, I'm not making millions by any means, not even making tens of thousands yet, or maybe not hundreds of thousands. I guess you would call it tens of thousands. Building, recurring income and doing projects. I was able to do something that I talked about for 2 years, which was launch a course. So 2020, although being extremely challenging and for some way more challenging than others, and I've been extremely fortunate, it's been maybe one of the best years of my adult life, just in happiness and my relationships and the things I've been able to do. It's just a really good year. And I'm fortunate to be able to say that. But like I said, in 2021, things are going to look a little bit different as well. This side of things, the podcast, the YouTube channel that you're watching, if you're watching on YouTube, if you're seeing my face, that branding is going to shift away from Keegan Lanier Media into just being me, Keegan Lanier. The business side, the development, the care plans, all those things are going to have a new name, a new logo, a new feel, but it's still going to be based on me. It's what I want the brand to be. It's the essence of what I want a company to be. And we're going to build this and hopefully have some contract workers and be able to build up this really cool network and team of people, and pressing one of my good friends to be the side partner with me, because I'm a team player. Like I've always worked in a team. I've always been on teams, whether it was sports or music when I was a kid. It's always been in a group, and I love being in a group of people. I need somebody who's going to challenge me and someone who's going to continue to push the envelope. And hopefully this guy, my good buddy, will be that guy for me. Maybe he'll take the leap and run with me. So we'll see. But 2021 is a year that's going to be a really crucial, pivotal year for me personally. I'm excited for it. I'm super looking forward to it. I've invested heavily in my network. I've invested heavily in the people I surround myself with and the people I take information and feedback from. So I'm amped. I hope you're amped. Although you can look back and dwell on some of the negatives and things that have happened in this year, I choose to look at the positives. I choose to see the good that's out there, and I know there's a hell of a lot of good. So hopefully maybe you'll do the same. Maybe you'll come along this journey with me as this year goes crazy. If that's something that you do want to do, now that this is probably the most real, raw you've ever seen of me or heard of me. If you're listening on podcasts, I know you didn't see my face, but hopefully you could feel some of the words in the audio. You could see the emotion or feel the emotion. But if you want to come along on this journey with me, if you're listening on the podcast, make sure to subscribe. If you're here on YouTube looking at this face, hit the subscribe button, give it a thumbs up, turn on the bells for notifications. That way you get the videos as soon as they come out. And we're going to take you through the journey. So I want to document what's going on, where I'm at. Be transparent, be open and honest about the struggles, about the wins, about where we're going and what we're doing. So if that's something that interests you, be sure to subscribe to this channel. We won't be building another channel. We will be changing the brand here on this channel. So if you subscribe here, you'll be a part of the new Keegan Lanier brand once the media goes away. And if you're listening to Divi Addicts Podcast, nothing's going to change for you. We're still addicts for Divi. Still love it, still use it, we'll continue to use it, and this podcast will always be WordPress, Divi, and business tips. So that's really all I got. I appreciate you all being here. It blows me away that we just crossed 650 subscribers on the YouTube channel, which I know doesn't sound like a lot. You think about other people who get millions of views, but I want you to sit down and picture yourself on stage right now. You're on stage and you've got 650 people in the crowd sitting in front of you. 650 sounds a little different now, doesn't it? I'm proud of 650. I don't know where it's going to go from here, and who knows? I mean, it could go to different heights. I'm sure it probably will slowly. But right now, 650, it's pretty badass. I know we've crossed 20,000 downloads on the podcast, which is even crazier. Can't even imagine standing on stage in front of 20,000 people. That blows me away too. So thank you all for coming along this journey. I really just appreciate it. So I'm super thankful for 2020. I'm thankful for you being here. If you've subscribed to the channel or the podcast, like you have a special place in my heart. I thank you so much. I appreciate you. And I hope that you all have had an absolutely stellar December, a really great holiday. And I hope you kick ass in 2021. It's time. Let's go get it.